Thank you for visiting the Coin Lady channel again. I wanted to bring your attention to the February Deloitte report regarding business payments. Ripple has been instrumental in the clearing and settlement of corporate payments. Listen up, folks. This is straight out of a Deloitte report on the future of business payments that came out in February of 2024. I will not, of course, explain everything to you, but if you are interested, I will include a link to it in the description. However, unconventional forms of competition are flourishing there, which is boosting innovation and ecosystem cooperation. Here we see Clearing and Settlement, a US-based tech company that has developed a parallel ecosystem and cross-border payments for businesses, leading to the disintermediation of banks. The report also mentions B2B e-commerce, but let's focus on this new style of payments and how they interoperate. Who are these men referring to? Well, if you look at the footnote, you'll notice that number 9 is Ripple. And of course, they're all linked. Send me back there, and I'll go ahead and locate it for you. Here are Ripple's cross-border payment solutions again. They are in the footnotes, number 9. They claim that this US-based digital company, Ripple, is trying to disintermediate banks by facilitating cross-border payments for businesses and creating an alternative ecosystem. Ripple has always maintained consistent message and aspired to be interoperable, so it's clear it's a major participant in the industry. I never imagined that they wanted to compete with SWIFT, but I believe that Ripple did want to at one point. However, I believe there was a moment shortly after that when they realized they needed to cooperate with the financial system if they were to catch up to the monarch, although gradually. Furthermore, it's worth noting that Ripple has recently expressed the possibility of replacing SWIFT, or perhaps it was someone else entirely. Here we have Rob Kahneman pointing out the obvious, but this is how the cookie crumbles. It's interesting to note that all of these retail payers have also started accepting corporate payments. That means Ripple isn't the only one. It is fascinating, you know, that large tech businesses and payment processors are also vying for a slice of the action. Since this is the case, they will need to change, either by developing their own blockchain-based technology, or by teaming up with an existing business. For example, several are currently working with Ripple. So, here we have some pretty intriguing news from Deloitte, another massive corporation. I just wanted to express my gratitude to Kahneman's Fury for bringing that to my attention. An additional entity in this space has recently released their financials. They are the Wrath of Khan, an interesting capital point, an Albanian real estate firm that accepts crypto for international payments, including XRP. A 277 million XRP transaction appears to be included in some of their calculations. I was attempting to locate that deal when he recently posted the Bid Hump Explorer. Click here for the link. Hundreds of transactions appear to have taken place, nevertheless. You can expect me to skip over the majority of them. But there is something I wanted to mention that I found interesting. If you check over here, they flaunt the fact that they were in the snapshot, thus I'm assuming that their wallet was too. With 20.6.4 million Flare tokens in circulation, it's hard to fathom the amount of XRP they had initially, but are now transacting with. That's fascinating. Once again, this is a realty firm based in Albania. Capital Point can provide you with special options and experienced direction if you are seeking top real estate investment opportunities in Albania. Take advantage of this opportunity to add capital points to your real estate portfolio and take it to the next level. Therefore, I will provide a link to this in the description. Here we have another brilliant insight from the Wrath of Kahneman. I'm simply curious to see what kinds of transactions are visible here, so I'm going to dive in and see what I can find. I looked all over this place, but if you keep loading these, you never know when one of those deals could appear. It doesn't appear that the transaction involving over 200 million XRP is there. In any case, it appears that they conduct a substantial number of transactions daily. Anyway, I was hoping to get past this 2 days ago. The true length is somewhat greater. The Bank of Ireland published this Possible Regulatory Supervisory Outlook report for 2024 2 days prior to the publishing of this essay. With jurisdiction over 12,000 organizations in various industries, the central bank is responsible for overseeing the financial markets. New capabilities are emerging as a result of the fast-paced digital innovation in the financial services sector. For example, new products based on crypto technology are being developed and used to replace various operational processes. Consumers, other users of financial services, and economic performance as a whole stand to benefit greatly from technological change and innovation. I find it quite intriguing that the bank is engaging in this. A report detailing the regulatory and supervisory outlook for the Central Bank of Ireland, beginning in February 2024, was recently released. Obviously, males rank lower on the list. An affiliation between Ripple and the Bank of Ireland is known to us. A little while back in January, they did announce that Ripple had registered with the ECB. This was a result of that assault. You may have noticed that Ripple has been listed as a provider of virtual asset services with the Central Bank of Ireland since December. This listing is quite new, occurring within the last few months. Subject to the acquisition of other licenses, the company plans to offer its services to clients throughout the European Economic Area after the Market and Crypto Assets Regulation, the MiCA, takes effect at the end of 2024. This, then, was major news. I remember that back then, Ripple was looking to establish a foothold in the European market, and they might have been considering approaching the problem from the Irish point of view. Naturally, you are aware that it takes just one nation to begin to infect the others. And now we're at it, Colton, Paul C. This is the perfect place to display the photo of Brad Garlin in his leprechaun costume. By the way, I just wanted to express my gratitude to Smoke for letting us know that tokenization is also a trending topic. Its significance in the cryptocurrency industry is growing. By bringing this up, Eddie makes it clear why tokenization, smart contract partners, and custody are Ripple's primary concerns. The long-term potential, all right, for all these other applications operating on the XRP ledger running through XRP, is enormous, and it much beyond the scope of cross-border payments. The long-term potential is enormous, at $500 trillion or more. She has thus far only used Metallica's website as her source. Take a look at this. The long-term value proposition of assets that may be tokenized is enormous, ranging from the global real estate markets, $300 trillion plus, to the approximately $250 trillion worth of assets in the world's capital markets. Ripple did, in fact, acquire Matico, therefore this is official word from that firm. The next step is to enter the tokenization and custody games, which will reveal their target. We also received some breaking news from the SEC not long ago. Hi there, Crypto Johnny. I wanted to bring this to your notice. In the ongoing conflict between the SEC and the crypto business, Gary Gensler achieves a victory. In response to your question, Judge Tanner Lin rendered a ruling for the SEC. Despite the fact that the cryptocurrency assets in question were exchanged on Coinbase secondary market, she determined that they were securities and thus fell under the jurisdiction of the SEC. Now I'll elaborate a bit further. The cryptocurrency industry took a hit with the recent decision in the SEC's Coinbase insider trading case, which found that secondary token sales were securities. If you're interested in learning more about the history of this, I've included a link to an article that provides some context. I wanted to quickly get down to the meat of the matter, but the scary part is that Lin agreed with the SEC on Friday, ruling that sales of crypto assets, even on secondary marketplaces, constituted securities. She reasoned that the widespread promotion of the tokens by issuers led to the expectation of greater value, which she found to be true. There was secondary market trading made easier by the issuers on platforms like Coinbase. We had anticipated that XRP would be completely unencumbered in secondary markets, therefore we're wondering if that applies to it. This is like splattering muck on a wall and seeing what sticks, as Jeff Lynne puts it. As a rule, when John responds in crypto, someone ends up stuck to the wall. This is clearly fear, not your post, but the tale itself, and they don't want XRP to say that. Okay. I'll admit that this is some false information dissemination, FUD, but I'll provide a link to it in the description just in case. However, it appears that their goal remains the same, to intimidate the retail merchants. We do get individuals posting something like this like dark horses, so it's an intriguing question. Security, or secondary market sales are now underway. What does that leave us with then? Is XRP an excellent inquiry? However, this is where Bill Morgan addresses the matter. Excellent inquiry. No good or bad news for XRP, he claims. At least according to Bill, this will not hurt XRP. It demonstrates the judge's significance to the XRP community. Before anything else, this was a default judgment involving the sale of many cryptos on the secondary market. Plus, XRP isn't included in this list of cryptos. To a lesser extent, Judge Torres has previously determined that XRP does not constitute a security. Furthermore, it is important to note that the decision you are referring to is a default judgment in proceedings that did not include the issuers of the purported crypto securities. As a result, it does not establish residential judicature or collateral estoppel for any other parties. Thus, it appears that there is no problem there, at least according to Bill. While Dark Horse defends his position, the exchange continues below. I found these individuals through Luke Thomas, and once the SEC versus Ripple litigation concludes in April of 2024, Bill Morgan will be answering here. I'll provide a link to his response in the description for anyone interested in reading more. From April 24, 2025, to August 2025, we can anticipate positive ripple effects as a result of the ruling. Even if Judge Torres rules that individual investors can never again purchase XRP for less than $1, I still predict that the price will be greater than $1. This, once again, is related to the case at hand. On this small screen capture, I will attempt to punch in. Ripple distributed XRP to contractual counterparties in a range of business transactions through over 1,700 contracts, which were established by the parties involved in the discovery process. The 1,700 XRP contracts are mostly grouped into 4 main groups in David Schwartz's expert analysis. After that, he enumerates each category. There it is, the video concludes. I would greatly appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel and give me a like. Muchas gracias, depart.